Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another finance video, and today we're going to be talking about how to become a millionaire. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat, by Napoleon Hill. Now, there are multiple ways to become a millionaire, but probably the easiest method ever is to inherit the money. Or maybe not even inherit, but to get a very big start. To get a lot of money from either your parents or sugar mommy or somebody like that who just gives you some money to start off with or to help you out to becoming a millionaire. Now, a lot of people, like personally me, did not get that start, did not get some money, did not inherit money, so you probably have to do it all your own. So this is not too much of an option. And that is too bad because this will most likely be the biggest, quickest head start you could have ever gotten, but we're not going to waste too much time on this because you're most likely not in this bracket. But even if you already have a couple of hundred of thousands of dollars, you can still watch this video because I have some tips for you. Now, you must understand and must know there's a difference between being a millionaire, being a multi-millionaire, multi-millionaire, and becoming a really, multi-millionaire. As most likely with $1 million in net worth, you'll most likely not be driving around Lambos every day and feeling like the richest man on earth. By being a multi-millionaire, you'll probably live in a little bit of a better house, probably feel good about yourself every day, never really think about money again, really. And being in the last stage, you can probably do whatever you want, and that is something that you really, at least to my opinion, should go for. As being a millionaire, really, guys, realistically speaking here, is not everything quite yet. Now, if you really want to go ahead and work towards becoming a millionaire, you of course got to figure out a couple of ways to get some cash. And one of the best ways to really get a lot of money is to build a business. And yes, a lot of people will say a business is not the only way or a business is nothing for you. And I will not disappoint you there, as there are still multiple other ways like we're also going to cover further in this video. But building a business is simply one of the most normal types of ways to becoming really quite rich. If we look at a lot of the top wealth people, they built businesses or they invested in businesses for a very large amount. But hey, building a business is something that you can do right this second with no money whatsoever, and it can really scale towards the top for you. Now again, further in this video, we'll probably explain a little bit more about how to make it so this business can scale to $1 million easier, but it's a start. And again, building a business can take you a lot of time. It can be a lot of work. It can be 50, 100, 120 hours a week, but it's definitely worth it. And one tip I must give you all is do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Again, by Napoleon Hill. This is a quote that you might have to put on your roof or your floor. I don't even know where you want to put it, but put it somewhere, because this should be a motivation for you to just strive for better and to start exactly where you stand. Right now is another opportunity for you to start. Go pick a shovel and ask your neighbors if you can shovel, something in their garden. I don't even know. It's just an example. There are so many businesses to start exactly at this moment. Again, I personally started I don't even want to call it a social media marketing agency, because I don't do, with bigger companies. I don't do anything like that. But I have a lot of followers on Instagram just by starting at one point and just continuing on. And now I have about 4 million followers on Instagram just by posting, and it makes a ton of money. And there's nothing complicated that I do. It's just starting out. And again, I'll also be making a channel for the whole social media experience to give you guys all the tips on that. It will most likely be called Dusty Social, because I have a couple of plans in mind with that already. But hey, all that I have to do is just start out, just see how it works and not wait around. Because I've actually, again, fun fact for y'all, I've actually started social media a couple of years back. Started up with a lot of accounts, made them all, and then I quit after, let's say, a week or so. I was like, yeah, this is too much work. I'm not going to continue on. Now, 1 or maybe like 2 years later, I started back up, and then I noticed if I had worked for those 2 years that I just quit for now, I would have been so much further. And I would actually, I could not even imagine how much I would have gained had I just really kept going on for those 2 years. So really, my personal best tip as well is to just start with something and see how it comes along. Most likely you're watching this video and you're still quite young, you're not even 40 yet. Most likely you still have a lot of room for yourself. So start with something, earn yourself some money. how much do you earn? It's a very good question to ask yourself, but it actually does not matter too much how much you earn to become a millionaire. Because first of all, we're not going to be going for the save only to a millionaire route. We're not going for that, but you should be saving more. Why I'm trying to say that is because it does not matter how much you earn, it matters how much you save. And then I'm not talking about normal save, I'm talking about saving to invest. I know people who earn over $1.5 million a year, but they spend more than $2 million a year. How can that happen? Because they had already got some money from the previous years before, but they spend a lot of money every single day. They spend probably like $5,000 today, then probably like $10,000 tomorrow, then maybe a low day of maybe spending only $1,000. They really spend heavily by having very luxurious cars, very luxurious homes, very luxurious vacations, a lot of pictures on Instagram, but making everything very, very expensive for themselves. What then in turn is what I want to show you guys is that a person who only earns $20,000 a month can already save, or $20,000 a year, can already save more than this person who makes $1.5 million a year. Because this person who earns that much money spends way more. It's really about how much you can dedicate to saving. And again, I'm using saving here, even though I'm meaning investing, because saving is actually one of the basic things you should do. And to really start off, guys, always have yourself an emergency fund. Just make it a small one. Maybe first start off with $1,000, then probably like 6 months of expenses, just to make sure so this all does not backfire. But in turn, to becoming a millionaire, all the money that you put towards your emergency fund will, of course, count to becoming a millionaire as well. So I thought in this video, I shouldn't really have to say it too much, but again, you'll see more about that later in this video. Save to invest because yes, if you only save up every month or every year or whatever you try to do, it's probably going to take you a very long time to get rich. And it's not the way you want to go for, because as one slide that's further away will tell you, time is money. Choose your investments well and differentiate between short-term and longer-term, and probably go for a 80-20 in equities to bonds if you're going for longer-term growth. And on the short-term, you got to go for some crazy big investments or crazy good opportunities, for example, cryptocurrencies. And if you want to know more about that, make sure you check out my second channel called Dusty BC. A link for that is in the description below. Or again, like I said, start your company, maybe start multiple companies, hire some people like we'll see just now. Value your time. Make your money work for you, use your time well, and outsource as much as possible. What I said in one of my previous slides here, just here, is choose your investments well, right? Short term, longer term, and safe to invest. Well, you also gotta make sure that you value your time correctly. You might be feeling like you're not worth anything, like you can just spend your time however you want, but there's a very big difference in becoming a millionaire next month and becoming a millionaire in 40 years. Again, there's also a big difference in how much you have to earn in a short amount of time, but that's how much your time is worth for you. I would personally prefer to become a millionaire as soon as possible rather than later. And that is why you have to make the money that you've already got saved up work for you. And again, I'll be explaining all of these things in further videos if you want to get really in depth, but these are the global lines of how to get there. And most likely you can already figure it out by just what I'm telling you guys here. You have to make your money work for you in the sense of you probably have saved up already, let's say $20,000. Well, you've started yourself a certain company, right? Right now, you're dedicating 180 hours a month, for example, to this new company that you started, and you cannot do anything else. You cannot start anything new. It's already working quite well, your whole company, but you're just like, I'm earning something, but it's just stagnant now. It's like a continuous line. What should I do? Make your money work for you. You've already earned money. Now go ahead and hire somebody in to do this dirty work that you're doing so you can move on earning yourself more. Again, it's going to cost you some, but it's definitely going to be saving you a lot of time, meaning you can innovate and actually continue making more money. Use your time well. I know so many people who spend their days looking at Netflix all day long, doing nothing, and then wondering why they're not rich yet. That's, of course, the number one mistake that people are making is just not using their time well enough. We all have the same amount of time, but everybody allocates their time differently, and you should be looking to spend it really quite well and maybe do a little bit more in the books. And then, last but not least, outsource as much as possible. Whenever you feel like you're just doing something that's very repetitive and you know somebody else could do it, maybe not as special or perfect as you can, but quite near, they can do it at least, make sure you outsource it. Hopefully, and most likely, it will cost you some money, but it will still be beneficial to you. So then again, go ahead and look into that. If you've already started your business, make sure you look into that. Spend less, but spend as much as you need, but do not live like you are broke. And this is something that I see in a lot of videos. They say, go ahead and spend less, live like you're broke. Don't buy anything anymore, spend $10 a month and save the rest. Now, I personally am not too much an advocate for this. Why is that so? Because I know some of the quotes that have kind of made me get to where I am and which push me further. It is, when your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve, by Napoleon Hill. And there's actually a couple of quotes more. If you've read some books, you will know them. It is about living the way you want to live for the rest of your life, and also living how you want to become, what you like, what you want to see. And I personally see it as, don't spend too much on useless things. Don't go spend wherever you can spend some more money. Don't go out for luxurious dinners every single day. Spend as much as you really need, but do not live like you're broke, in the sense that you're not going to be having any subscriptions anymore except for your phone. You're not going to go out anywhere anymore because you want to save up every single cent that you can. You're just going to stay like a hermit inside your home every single day because you do not want to spend money. I personally would rather prefer everybody just kind of feel like they're already there. You just have to imagine and feel like you're already quote unquote rich or a millionaire. That is one of the biggest motivators. That's something that will give you a lot of desire to be able to live like that every single day and to really get there a lot quicker. If you live every day like you're broke, you'll probably end up on the Dave Ramsey show asking him how you can finally start to spend. And then even when you become a millionaire, it will never feel good enough for you. You'll never feel like you're rich, and you'll probably never start to enjoy your money. You'll just be building wealth for the rest of your life, and you'll probably still keep continuing on like you're broke. And yes, again, it is always about the question of, can I afford it and will I do so? Much rather than, of course, like, oh, how can I go ahead and afford that? Like, being a millionaire is all about having choices of spending, not so much being able to, like, if you're broke, your question is, how the frick can I afford that? How can I get there? How can I buy a Lamborghini? What can I do? But when you're a millionaire, really, let's say $5 million plus, it's much so more like, do I want to buy this right now? Cash? Do I not want to? You have the option, and that's really what makes you so powerful. But I think it all starts out with just having built up the desire to have those things, but really live in just a little bit, just a little bit of how you already want. And one thing I can always recommend to people is go ahead and sit in something like a Lamborghini for a day or something like that, because it will kind of make you feel like, that's what you really, if that's what you really want, it will feel like it's so close, and all you have to do is just work harder. It will really push that desire. And again, like Napoleon Hill says, when your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve it. That's again why I recommend to live kind of like how you want to, since that will push you harder. A goal is a dream with a deadline. So what I would recommend also is to set goals for yourself. Let's say you want to earn $1 million by the end of, let's say, 2 years. Write it down on paper and repeat it for yourself every single day from right now. Just write it down and look into it, read it out loud every single day. It will work for you. Again, you'll create desire, which you will try to achieve. It will really work. Make them just above realistic. Again, I wanted to make them realistic because some people will put, I want to make $1 million in one day. And just, laugh and mock me for giving you guys wrong advice. But again, if you already understood it and you're not that type of guy, make sure you press the like button on this video right now, as that will also help you achieve higher goals, as I'll just keep making more videos to educate y'all. But make them just above realistic, because realistic is good, but just above that makes it so you have to work even harder just to achieve it. Somewhere deep down you probably cannot, but since you already put the goal there, you want to just work a little bit harder to get the most out of it, and it will really motivate you to do more than you know you can. You gotta then think of some other ways to achieve a little bit more money to really get to your goal. Live like you've already achieved those goals. And again, that's something that I really am an advocate for, to just live how you want to live for the rest of your life, not by spending lavishly and spending crazily, but just feeling like you've already gotten it and not being so kind of scared of having money, not so being so scared of doing anything. No, live like you've already achieved it, but really work hard and never feel comfortable enough. So you're already living that good life in the back of your head, even though you're not really there yet and cannot buy everything that you want. But don't feel comfortable just yet. You're right now at a place that is not your goal. Right now, you're just kind of building up, you're hoping to get there, but you're not quite there yet. So don't feel comfortable here, as this is not what you really want to go for. You should not feel comfortable, otherwise you're going to be trapped. Stay here, and you're going to be happy with a $2,000 a month income for the rest of your life. Again, also, if we go a couple of steps back, we talked about making a business, building a business. Don't ever feel comfortable of the position where your business is at right now. Always think about scaling it further, making it grow bigger. Otherwise, you're gonna stagnate. It's gonna all go downhill because you're gonna be lacking. You're gonna stay down. You're not gonna do as much as you did before. And really, it's gonna go downhill from one point. So never feel comfortable enough. Always try to innovate and become better. And now one tip I have for some people who've already accumulated a little bit of money, it is real estate. It's something that I'm personally an advocate for if you really have a large sum of money. So let's say $10 million plus. I really recommend everybody to get into real estate heavily because you can then really live off it comfortably. But all you need to become a millionaire is $200,000. It's kind of interesting how it works with real estate, but then again, it's also pretty intuitive, pretty logically. And again, these numbers might change for wherever you are in the world, but this is a pretty good example to go off of. So all you need to become a millionaire is $200,000, because if you buy 5 houses worth $200,000 with 20% as a down payment, you've got yourself $1 million in value or in wealth or in worth. Because of course 20% down on $200K home is $40,000. 5 of those equals $200,000 that you got to pay. And of course, if you have all those houses rented out all the time, you've got yourself $1 million worth of value, but you're actually just kind of very much in depth. You know, it's kind of how you want it, because you kind of got the money, you got the value, but you're also in depth for it because you're kind of working towards it, but you got to pay it off every single month, down and down and down. But then again, it's kind of being paid off by the renter, so it's a little bit of a fun equation to make for yourself. Like, is this what you want? Is this achievable? And also, am I eligible for loans? Is my credit score that good that I can get 5 houses with 20% down? Again, some people are able to get 10% down on houses of maybe 300,000 or 250, 200, 150. I don't know. It just depends on your personal situation. I just thought I should quickly mention that, you know, 200,000 can be leveraged to become 5 times as much in terms of total value to if you go for real estate. Then again, though, I also have some very cool tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys later today on how to retire with $1 million, or how to live off of $1 million for the rest of your life without ever needing to work again. Because it's actually a lot simpler than some people think. Some people think, you know, oh, I'm a millionaire now, but I gotta work forever, because if I, you know, stop working now, my $1 million will be drained in 20, 30 years, and my kids will have nothing left. You know, I cannot retire with $1 million because it will be finished very, very soon. And I have a couple of very good tips on that, because you will never have to work again if you don't want to. If you have $1 million, you can always live comfortably. And again, that is what my next video is going to be about. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video on how to become a millionaire. It's really quite a couple of simple steps. One is to really find yourself a good investment opportunity, right? You do not have to have any money saved to get started. You can build a business with $0, just like I did. I had no money to go with, literally zero. Started to really ask for giveaways, ask for a lot of these things online, because then I started to get myself maybe like $20 in online money. I think it was a very long time ago. Maybe PayPal, I got like $20 on when I might have been, I don't even know how old I would have been then. Maybe it was before that. But the online money, I started with zero, and I really accumulated from some like giveaways and really random things like that. Maybe surveys as well, which paid out like 1 out of 100 times, but sometimes $20. Kept continuing on. And then when I had some money left, maybe like $200, I started to do one thing, and then that earned me, let's say, $400, and then I started to do another thing, and kept going on. And then I started to make my money work for me, and now we're officially there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to be able to share these stories with you guys. If you enjoy them, make sure you press the like button on this video right now, so I will actually know, to make more. Again, let me know. I appreciate all the support, all the feedback. I will actually read every single comment that you guys post, so make sure you go ahead and do that as well. Leave a comment down below what you would like to see next, and I'll see you guys again in another video. If you did not like the video, make sure you also let me know, and also check out the Facebook link and the Patreon and every single link I left down below. Take care.